you guys pray with me so the Holy Spirit can intervene in what we're trying to do this morning? I can't do this whole thing called church and preaching without His help. We can't have life without His help, so we can all use a little help this morning. Why don't you guys pray with me? Dear Heavenly Father, we just love you and we praise you. We're in awe of your presence each and every day. We're just in awe of every breath you give us, every move you give us, every opportunity you give us, every word you give us. You're just so huge and you're so grand, even in the smallest things by the world's standards. Sometimes we don't realize how insignificant we are, but how significant we are at the same time. You don't need us, but you use us because we're that significant to you. God, I pray that worship just wouldn't stay here, that we would live worship wherever we go. I pray that worship would be an outpouring of our love to you, to other people. Speak through me. Give me an open heart. Give me an open mind. Give everybody here an open heart and an open mind. We're talking about a rough topic today. I pray that you would just get people ready for that. Pray that I wouldn't have my own selfish ambitions. Pray that I won't have your ambitions with this topic today. God, we got to talk about this. This topic affects your kingdom. We love you and we pray you. In your mighty precious name. So some of the best business experts say that the packaging of a product is very influential. Because that can be the first impression of somebody about your company or your business. Do we really think about the significance of packaging a product? You get two of the same products in different boxes, and one box can look more attractive than the other, and people will get a good impression about one company because the box is so much better and more attractive than the other box. It seems in the business world, marketing is everything, and packaging is everything. It seems like in the Christian community, we love to package certain sins in a really great, attractive way. Stuff like gossip and slander and lying and arrogance. We love to package those kind of sins in a great way, in a very marketable way, so they don't look as bad as some other sins. Some of you guys have heard of the 7 deadly sins. I think in evangelical America, we've created our own 7 deadly sins, and here they are. Alcohol, drugs, swearing, premarital sex, affairs, divorce, and homosexuality. Those are the evangelical 7 deadly sins. We have a way of neglecting all the other sins. But it seems like we love to zone in on the 7 deadly sins of evangelical America. I think that way we can keep the plank in our own eye, and we can just focus on the speck on our brother's eye. And that way we keep high self-esteem about ourselves. So we don't have to focus on our own lives. And after a while, we just get more and more into a life of sin. We don't even notice it because we don't want to take care of our own lives. We just want to focus on everybody else's lives. We play that game of, well, at least I'm not doing that. At least I'm not doing drugs. At least I'm not doing alcohol. At least I'm not swearing. When I am a gossiper and I am a slanderer, but that doesn't matter. That's not as bad as some of the other stuff. And we keep the plank in our own eye. And we focus on the speck in our brother's eye, and nothing gets accomplished. Because we got this false sense of high self-esteem inside of ourselves. And we just slip more and more away from Jesus Christ. We're going to be in a 3-week series called The Elephants in the Room. And we're going to be talking about some topics that are very awkward to talk about in church, but we need to talk about them. Because people are talking about them in culture. And our culture is affected by these topics. When a topic affects culture, it affects God's people. Can I hear an amen? Amen. And because it affects God's people, it can affect God's work through people. So we got to talk about it. We got to talk about how we're going to approach these issues. And the big issue that we're going to focus on today is homosexuality. One of the 7 deadly sins of evangelical America, homosexuality. See, homosexuality has been around for centuries. It's been around for ages. But people are more open about it these days. Our culture entertains homosexuality and that kind of lifestyle more these days. You know, gay marriage just got passed not too long ago, right? Also, we have more people that are coming out like celebrities, like former NFL player Brendan Iambodejo, former NBA star Jason Collins, actor Charlie Carver, actor Kristen Stewart, actor Aubrey Plaza, actor Bella Thorne, and actor Colton Haynes. We have shows like Modern Family, Finding Prince Charming, The Flash, and How I Met Your Mother that entertain the homosexual lifestyle. Even 60% of Americans say that the gay/lesbian lifestyle is morally acceptable. So our culture thinks it's okay for people to be involved in a homosexual lifestyle. What's more scary is that more Christians are accepting the homosexual lifestyle. There's even some denominations that allow gay clergy and gay marriage. 1,400 people attended the Gay Christian Network's 2015 conference in Portland, Oregon. There's a lot of Christian colleges and universities that have unofficial gay-straight alliances, and they're trying to get them passed more and more each and every day. There's even a lot of modern Christian scholars that are trying to argue against the verses that we use to preach against homosexuality. So even some of the modern scholars in the Christian world are trying to question some of the verses that we use against homosexuality. You look at verses like Romans 1:24, 25, 26, and 27. Paul is talking to the Gentiles because the Gentiles are worshiping creation over the Creator. And God's like, I know you don't have the law, but what has been known about me has been made plain to you. So there's no reason for you to be worshiping creation over the Creator. And since Gentiles decided to worship creation over the Creator, this is the result. In Romans 1:24 through 27. Therefore, in light of the fact that the Gentiles are worshiping creation over the Creator, even though what has been known about God has been made plain to them, God gave them over in the sinful desires of their hearts to sexual impurity for the degrading of their bodies with one another. They exchanged the truth about God for a lie, and worshiped and served created things rather than the Creator, who is forever praised. Amen. Because of this, God gave them over to shameful lusts. Even their women exchanged natural sex relations for unnatural ones. In the same way, the men also abandoned natural relations with women and were inflamed with lust for one another. Men committed shameful acts with other men and received in themselves a due penalty for their error. See, a lot of modern scholars will say there was a lot of goddess worship going on at this time, and actually heterosexual people would play the role of homosexual people to honor this female goddess. And that's what a lot of these modern scholars are saying. And a lot of modern scholars are saying, Paul was just talking about lustful homosexuality. Paul wasn't talking about innocent homosexuality. He was just talking about lustful sexual activity between two men and two women. Paul wasn't talking about an innocent, monogamous, healthy relationship between two men and two women. There's also 1 Corinthians 6, 9 through 10. Paul's talking to the Corinthian church. Or do you not know that wrongdoers will not inherit the kingdom of God? Do not be deceived, neither the sexually immoral, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor men who have sex with men, nor thieves, nor the greedy, nor drunkards, nor slanderers, nor swindlers will inherit the kingdom of God. Some scholars believe that Paul was talking about master and slave relationships back then. And we don't deal with slavery today, so it's not relevant. Because there was masters that forced their slaves to be involved in homosexual activity. And Paul is, putting a cap on homosexuality, but there's a lot of modern scholars are saying, no, this is still dealing with lustful homosexuality. This is dealing with a master and slave kind of relationship. Then there was those scholars that say, well, Jesus never talked about homosexuality. Jesus never mentions it. But that's wrong. This is what Matthew 15, 19 through 20 says. Jesus is reacting to the Pharisees because the Pharisees are giving the disciples a hard time of eating with unclean hands. Because that wasn't a real law of God. Verse 19 says, "For out of the heart come evil thoughts, murder, adultery, sexual immorality, theft, false testimony, slander. These are what defile a person. But eating with unwashed hands does not defile them." The word for sexual immorality is the word porneia, and we talked about this word a couple weeks ago. And that word involves homosexual activity. So Jesus does talk about homosexual activity. And what gets worse is the evangelical world doesn't know how to handle ministry to homosexuals. We do a horrible job in the church in America of embracing these people and loving these people and trying to convert these people to Christianity. So not only does culture think it's all right, not only do even modern scholars think it's right, but we do a horrible job as a church in America of embracing these people. See, we have two reactions that we have when we're approaching homosexuals. It's either affirmation or alienation. Affirmation or alienation. We think, A, we either have to affirm what they do, or B, we have to alienate them. But Jesus gives us a third option. That option is love. You don't always have to agree with everybody when you love them. You don't alienate people when you love them. You don't always agree with everything your kids do, but you still love them. You don't alienate them. You might have a spouse, that does things that you don't agree with. You don't alienate them. You don't quit loving them. Christ doesn't agree with everything we do, but he still loves us and he doesn't alienate us. Christ went to the cross knowing that he wasn't going to agree with everything that everybody was doing, but he still went to the cross anyways. Love is the answer to approaching a homosexual community. Love is the answer to approaching a homosexual community. I think as Christians, we're bringing a knife to a gunfight. We're bringing a knife to a gunfight. We're fighting the wrong battle. The battle we need to fight against is sin, not just homosexuality. It's sin. And the remedy for sin is love. The remedy for sin is love. This is what Romans chapter 8, verse 37 says. "No, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us." Paul is saying in Romans chapter 8 that nothing can separate us from the love of God. And he talks about all these different things that can't separate us from the love of God. Then Paul says, "No, in all these things we are more than conquerors." We are more than conquerors in everything we face because of God's love. With God's love, we can conquer our sin. This is what 1 Peter verses 4 8 says. "Above all, love each other deeply, because love covers over a multitude of sins." Even when we show Christ's love, that kills sin, because the power of God's love is inside of us. Love kills sin when love is powered by Christ. Love conquers sin when love is powered by Christ. When we decide to fight the right battle, when we decide to use love to conquer sin, I think we first see that love has compassion when we're ministering to the homosexual community. Love has compassion when we're ministering to the homosexual community. Some of you, like me, have had some of these coaches where they don't accept your pain. They're like, "Get out there. I don't care if your leg's broken. I don't care if you can't move your arms." I had a few of those coaches. You go up to them, "Coach, I can barely walk. We'll stay out there. Tough it out." Then he goes into some story about how back in 1952 he was playing in shirts and in shorts, in below zero weather, and he had a broken leg and a broken arm. He was still out there. Now he can't even walk, so it really did him a lot of good. I think we kind of have that mentality with homosexuals in the Christian community. It's not a big deal. Shake it off. You don't have a real sin. This isn't a struggle. Why is this a struggle? I never struggle with this. How could you struggle with something like this? Shake it off. Get back in the game. Tough it out. Sometimes when we don't understand a struggle of somebody's sin because we don't have a struggle, we just dismiss it. We think it's not a big deal. And when you don't have compassion, you don't know how to empathize and sympathize with people that are having legitimate struggles with homosexuality. It's a real struggle. Like any other sin, it's a real struggle. Pastor Craig Rochelle says that if you're sinning right, it's going to feel good. If you're not struggling with your walk with Christ, you're not doing it right either. Following Christ is a struggle. Sin is a struggle if you're doing it right. People are wrestling with this. Most people that I talk to that struggle with this, and most people that I talk to that talk to people that struggle with this, they say people don't just wake up one day and say, I'll be gay today. This sounds like a good idea. No, it's a progression. It happens slowly and slowly over time. Some say it's genetic. Some say it's, an upbringing that somebody has. Maybe they were in an abusive situation. Maybe they didn't get a lot of acceptance or a lot of love from their family. We don't know what the case is. There's so much under the surface with the struggle that people have, but it's a real struggle. A lot of times we don't have compassion because it's not our struggle. And we can't wrap our minds around how somebody can struggle with that. Do we have the sympathy and empathy to walk with people, to realize that this is a real struggle? People are fighting this, just like people fight alcoholism, or just like people fight drug addiction. It seems like sometimes, when somebody's dealing with drugs, we have open arms and we want to pray with people for hours, or if somebody's dealing with alcohol, we want to pray over them for hours. But when it comes to homosexuality, it's like, get behind me, Satan. You don't want to deal with it. It's like, how can you have these feelings? This is ridiculous. Shake it off. You think there's a quick fix, but there really isn't. It takes patience. It's a process. We have to have the sympathy and empathy to realize that it takes patience. And even when people accept Christ, they're still going to struggle with it on some level. There's sins that I still struggle with from my past life. Everybody deals with their past on some level, even when they accept Christ. They have a better hold on what they once dealt with. I believe a lot of people don't get totally freed from their sins until they see Christ face to face. We have a better grip on them when we accept Christ. But we still need Jesus in this walk when we accept Christ. There's temptations from the past that are still there. So not only do we have to help people be converted to Christianity, but we have to walk with them when they do accept Christ, because they're still going to have these struggles. They're still going to have these temptations. We need to be accountability for them. Can you do that? Can you walk with these people? Because it's not an easy struggle. It is a fight. It is a legitimate fight. This is what Matthew 9:36 says. When he saw the crowds, he had compassion on them because they were harassed and helpless like sheep without a shepherd. It was Christ's compassion that led him to the cross. He knew the struggle with sin. He never sinned, but he knew the struggle. He knew what sin could do. That compassion brought him to earth, to the cross. Because he saw that we were sheep without a shepherd. And once he was on the cross, he showed compassion on a deeper level. 2 Corinthians 5:21 says, God made him who had no sin to be sin for us, so that in him we might become the righteousness of God. Even on the cross, he had compassion for us because he took on the weight of all of our sins. He experienced what sin was like. You can't get more compassionate than that. Taking on the weight of everybody's sins in the world on your shoulders. This is what Hebrews says. Hebrews 4:15-16 says, For we do not have a high priest who is unable to empathize with our weaknesses. We have one who has been tempted in every way, just as we are, yet he did not sin. Let us then approach God's throne of grace with confidence, so that we may receive mercy and find grace to help us in our time of need. Christ still has compassion for us. He's the high priest that sympathizes and empathizes with our weaknesses. He knows how to walk with us. Can we be Christ to other people? dealing with the sin. Because it's going to be a struggle the rest of their lives. It may not be as bad of a struggle when they accept Christ, but the struggle is still going to be there. The struggle is still going to be real. Also, if you're fighting this battle against homosexuality with love, you're going to understand that love hurts. Love hurts. The Bible tells us Jesus came to the earth with grace and truth. He had both grace and truth. Which means that he met people where they were at, but he didn't keep them there. He had enough grace to show people, hey, I accept you right where you are, but I see where you can go. I want to push you to where you can go. The best coach or the best teacher, the best mentor will see where you are, and they're going to push you to see where you can go because they see your potential. That's why Jesus had grace and truth. He had grace to accept people where they were, but he wanted to push people to see where they could go because he knew where they could go. One of the biggest examples of that is when Jesus called Saul, who later became Paul, to plant a bunch of churches and be God's missionary. Jesus met him where he was at. He was responsible for murdering a lot of Christians and, persecuting a lot of Christians. And Jesus met him right where he was at. But Jesus didn't keep him there. Jesus saw where he could go, and Jesus pushed him to where he could go. When we're approaching the homosexual community, we've got to have grace and truth. We've got to have grace and truth. We have to meet people where they're at, but we've got to see where they can go. We've got to meet them where they're at. We've got to have that compassion. We've got to sympathize and empathize with these people. But eventually we've got to tell them the truth. Eventually we've got to push them to where they can go. We've got to tell them the truth. We can't hold the truth from them for really long. We've got to package the truth in a humble way, but we can't hide the truth. It's a truth that's going to set people free. Love is going to hurt because truth hurts. And truth is going to hurt because love is going to hurt. You can't have truth without love. You can't have love without truth. Jesus is the definition of both. If you really love somebody, you're going to tell them the truth. Christ pushed people beyond where they were because he wanted to give people life abundantly. It brought him to tears whenever he thought about these people he was talking to going to hell and not having abundant life with him. That's why he had to tell the truth. That's why he had to have grace with truth. He saw where people were and he pushed them where they could go because he couldn't bring himself to think about what life would be like for these people without him. So he had to tell them the truth. You have that kind of compassion where you can be full of grace and truth. Where you can meet people where they're at, where you can sympathize and empathize, but can you push them towards the truth? In the right way, in a humble way, in a patient way. Or can you nudge them towards the truth? At some point, you've got to tell them the truth. Whether they accept it or not. It's your job to tell them the truth. It's the Holy Spirit's job to get them to accept the truth. You got to deliver the truth. Like I said, not everybody is going to accept it. A lot of times we throw out Matthew chapter 7. I'm not supposed to judge because then I'll be judged by the same measure. If you're assessing somebody's life situation, that's not judging. Judging is, hey, I'm arrogant. Judging is, hey, I'm better than you. Judging is, hey, I'm God. I'm going to decide whether you go to heaven or hell based on the way you're living. That's what judging is. If you're mixing truth with grace, you're saying, hey, brother, I love you, or sister, I love you. I know the struggle's real. Let me walk with you. Let me develop a relationship with you. And then at some point, you've got to tell them the truth. You've got to tell them the truth. And when love hurts, love doesn't accept excuses. Love will listen to excuses, but love won't accept excuses. There's a lot of excuses out there for homosexuality. There's a lot of excuses out there. Well, God made me this way. So I'm just going to live with it, and I'm going to see it as a blessing. Or the Bible says, do unto others as you would want them to do unto you. See, I'm not hurting anybody with my lifestyle, so why are people giving me a hard time? I'm not treating them badly. Why would God, and I had this conversation conversation the other day with somebody at the Daily Grind. Why would a loving God send two people of the same sex to hell that are having an innocent, loving relationship that isn't lustful? Reality number one. Christ is the definition of love. And you got to follow Christ's definition of love for the church if you're going to follow Christ's definition of love. And he chooses to show his love for the church through a man and a woman on the earth. It's not through a man and a man, it's through a man and a woman. And it's sort of mockery to say, well, hey, I'm a guy, I'm going to love my husband like Christ loved the church. Hey, I'm a woman, I'm going to love my wife like Christ loved the church. Because Christ loves the church, and he reflects that through a man and a woman on the earth. There's no other way that the relationship between Christ and the church can be reflected on the earth.